Okay, hello teacher, hi classmates, and we are going to do an interview. And thank you for your attention. And teacher, can you confirm if you listen to me?
Hi guys, how's it going?
Hi teacher and welcome to this interview. Today we're
Thank you,
gonna do
same here.
like kind of survey interview and we hope you can answer to our questions. And welcome and thank you for your participation.
Thanks for inviting me. Yeah, it will be a pleasure to answer your questions. Okay, I hope to help you to increase your knowledge, um, and I hope also that you learn a bit about what I have learned during this time teaching English. So let's start.
Okay, good morning, teacher. Thank you for helping us with this interview.
Good morning.
The first question is, um, what is the methodological knowledge and practice? Innovate, moderate, traditional. What is?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question. So you asked me the which method or which strategies I usually use in my classes. That's what you mean?
Mm, what is the methodological knowledge and practice in your class?
Oh,
Your
okay.
your teacher.
I got it. I got it. Okay. Well, let me see. Some. Okay. One of you sent me the questions you it was supposed to ask me today. Let me
Your
give me
teacher.
1 minute. One
Your
minute, please.
okay.
My teaching of English is okay. Innovative, moderate, traditional. Okay. Well, if we talk about traditional knowledge, traditional teaching, if we talk about the traditional way of teaching English, well, let me tell you, let me say that I'm not using that strategies, those strategies, because I'm an innovative teacher, so I use innovative and new ways of teaching English. So I'm avoiding putting in practice all the traditional ways of teaching English because it's harmful at the moment to teach. So if you want to get if you want to get if you want to get active students, if you want to reach knowledge in your students, you have to be an innovative teacher, not a traditional one, because nowadays we have a lot of how I say that, we have a lot of resources. We have a technology which is really easy to use. We have a lot of programs. We have a lot of technological tools that help us a lot at the moment to teach English. You know, so I could say that I'm an innovative teacher because I apply innovative. I apply innovation during my classes. I like to play videos, to share videos with my kids. I like to play games. I like to get my students active during classes and not only sit down there, you know. So that's why I could say that I'm an innovative teacher.
Okay, thank you. Next question.
You're welcome.
Hello, teacher. My name is Emilia Cajas, and my question is, how would you define your teaching? Is it adjust to a specific method or is it eclectic? Thank you.
Well, I don't usually adjust my teaching to a specific method because, as you know, not classes are always different. You know, kids and then young students, young learners learn in a different rhythm. Okay, they are not the same, so we have to be ready to apply different strategies and not only be focused on in a specific method at the moment to teach, you know. So in this case, I could say that I'm eclectic teacher because I combine various approaches, some methodologies to teach language depending on the aims of the lesson and the ability of the learners, you know. Um, because as you know, different teaching methods are borrowed and adapted to suit the requirement of the learners, you know. So in the collective method, you use
Okay.
various approaches and methodologies to teach a language depending on the aim of the lesson and the ability of the learners. You know, you adapt your methods, you adapt your lessons, you adapt your classes according to the level of the students. Okay, taking into account their level, taking into account um, their ways of learning English. You know, so you have to be ready to adjust your classes to taking into account that. Okay, so that's why I can say that's why I could say that I'm eclectic teacher. I use eclectic methods, eclectic approaches during my classes.
And
Mhm.
teacher, could you please give us like an example of your eclectic components? I'm gonna give you some, and I want you to like choose one of these methods that you normally use in your class. The first one are repetition, conversation, explanation, and grammar exercises. The second one is translation, grammar exercises, and pronunciation. The third one is reading out loud, translation, and conversation in pairs. And the last one is translation, writing, and grammar explanation. Or if you have another one, another eclectic components, could you please describe us?
Well, I said that translation, well, I don't usually use a lot of translation during my classes because I always studying English. Reading out loud, yes, could be one possibility. Translation and conversation in pairs. Translation, writing, and grammar explanation. Repetition, conversation, explanation, and grammar exercise. I'd say that the first one is one of the most important components of the eclecticism component. Repetition, conversation, explanation, and grammar, because it involves all the it develops all the four basic skills. I think that's the one who which involves all the skills which are aimed to teach at the moment to share our knowledge with our students. Repetition, conversation, explanation, and grammar exercises. Yes, I said that the first one is the correct one for me.
Thank you so much. Next question, please.
You're welcome.
Okay, teacher, could you summarize your user lesson in your classes in 5 steps? What are they?
Of course. Well, actually, I'm using the PPP method. I don't know if you have heard about it. Have you heard about it? The PPP method.
No, I don't listen about this method.
Well, this method, the PPP, is really similar to the ERCA. I don't know if you have heard about ERCA method. Well, I'm gonna explain you. The PPP method works in this way. Okay. The first step in ERCA method is the warm up. You know perfectly what is a warm up, right? Yeah, warm up. Could be a game, could be a song, could be a simple activity that you practice with your students after starting classes. Okay, so I always use a warm up before classes start, because a warm up get your students involved and get your students a little bit fresh to receive your knowledge. Okay, so this way of warm up could be okay. A simple warm up could be a game, could be in some cases some co-workers use worksheets as warm ups, but I don't agree with that. So I usually use warm ups like games, simple activities, active activities. Okay, activities that involve movement. Okay, so for me, the first step is the warm up. The second step is the presentation. Okay, the presentation is where you're where you're when you share to your students what I'm sorry, what they are going to learn in the class. Okay, you can use some PowerPoint slides, you can use videos, you can use, as I told you before, you can use a lot of technological resources, technological tools we have available nowadays. So they are very useful at the moment to teach English. So you can say, but okay, we can say that the presentation is the most important part when at the moment to teach English, you know, because you are going to present what you were aiming to teach them. Okay, you are going to show them what they will learn today or that day. Okay, so the next step after the presentation is the practice. The practice, you know, as the word itself says, practice. Okay, they are going to practice, okay, what you have just taught them. Okay, they are going to practice what you teach. Okay, so in this step, at this step, you can use worksheets. Yes, I think in my case, since my point of view, I think that in this case we can apply worksheets. Okay, because they need to write what they just learned. They need to, I don't know, be creative and apply the knowledge that they just got. Okay, so you can use, at this step, you can use worksheets, you can use I don't know, virtual worksheets to encourage them to work on the board. Okay, you can invite them to work on, to come up to come up in front of the class and encourage them to work using virtual resources like virtual worksheets, okay, and ask them to write what they are practicing in their worksheets. You know, the third step for me, okay, we are warm up, presentation, practice, and the production is the last step for me. Okay, what is the production? The production is the moment um, where they are going to show what they learned. Okay, they are going to produce their own sentences. They are going to speak. Okay, they are going to talk with another partner um, about about what they just learned. Okay, they are going to produce, they are going to create their own material. Okay, and this material will come out about what you taught them. Okay, so it is really important. So that might be my 5 steps to teach English. Okay, remember, warm up, presentation, practice, and production. Okay, and the assessment also, which is really necessary at the end of the class. Well, you can apply it if you have time, but if you don't have time, if you get the production step, for me it's enough.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
The next question is what are the elements used for evaluation? Number 1, dictation. Number 2, translation. Number 3, close with words. Number 4, text writing. Number 5, multiple choice. Number 6, true or false. Number 7, matching. Number 8, dramatization. Number 9, dialogue. Number 10, completing dialogue. 11, grammar exercise. 12, projects. 13, search. 14, presentation. Or 15, reading and conversation.
Okay, here we have some elements I use for evaluation. Let me tell you that I use almost all of those methods, okay? Because I always use, well, to be honest, I don't often use dictation, okay? Dictation for me is not suitable at the moment to teach English because a couple of years ago, my teacher used to teach me English using dictation. Okay, but I realized that dictation, for me, in my case, it's not really important because if you present your students a worksheet, if you ask them to copy something, they are practicing dictation. I don't know if you have realized about that. They are practicing dictation. It's not necessary that I stand in front of the class and say, well, guys, it's time to copy a whole paragraph. Okay, I don't know. I think that that way I'm just losing my time. Okay, I'm just losing my time. So instead of doing that, I could ask or might ask my students to copy something. Okay, it's replacing the dictation. Okay, it's another way to get my students involved if I want to get better results at writing step. Okay, so dictation is not a suitable option for me, I think. Translation, yes, we use translation almost all the class. Okay, because as you know, we are not native speakers. We are not native speakers. We don't know everything about English. Okay, so we have to be down to earth now. So we talk English, we know some parts of English, we can establish a conversation with a native speaker, but we don't know everything about it, you know? So we have to be down to earth now. So we have to know perfectly that if we are in a conversation with a native speakers, there's gonna be something that that we don't know. Okay, so translation in class, it's the same case in classes. Okay, so because there's always a student that says, teacher, ¿qué significa? Ayer me preguntaban nomás. one of my students said, teacher, ¿qué significa cookie? Okay, so as you can realize, we are practicing translation. Okay, I just say, please don't say cookie, don't say, lo que me preguntaba era qué significaba cookie. Yo le dije, obviously, I explained it in English. Okay, so that's what we were prepared for. I use a picture to explain it better instead of using Spanish. Okay, I use a picture, I use a poster, and I found a poster that had a cookie in it. So I showed it to him, and I said, this is a cookie. Okay, can you realize about what is the meaning of a cookie? Or what is a cookie, or what a cookie is? And he said, okay, galleta. Okay, so we are using translation. For me, translation is used, I think, according Ecuadorian reality, we're using translation almost the whole class. Okay, because as I told you, there's gonna be always someone who says, teacher, what is the meaning of, okay, if you're lucky, you will have students that ask it in English. Okay, teacher, what's the meaning of, I don't know. What is the meaning of currency? Okay, so if you are lucky, you will have students that ask their questions using English. Okay, translation for me, I think that translation is a really important step or way at the moment to teach English. Close with words, yes, it's a valid one. Text writing, I think it has relationship, close relationship with dictation. Multiple choice, yes, I use it a lot. I use it a lot in my test, in my quizzes. I use a lot of multiple choice questions. True or false? Yes, yes, it's a classic one. True or false? Yes. Have you had tests that involve true or false? Yes or no? Understand my question? Okay. Yes.
Chance, usually.
Yes, I have a lot. I have had a lot of true and false questions. Please decide if the statement, okay, decide if the sentence below are true or false. Okay, it's a typical one. It's a typical question. Okay, so true or false, I use a lot. I use a lot of true or false questions. Matching, yes, especially when I work with the vocabulary. I use a lot of matching. Dramatization, yes, obviously. I use a lot of dramatization games, drama games, they are called that way. When I teach, for example, I can say that dramatization has a close relationship with mime and guess, acting games. Okay, they have the same objective. Dialogues, obviously, dialogues. When I pretend to teach grammar, when I pretend to teach vocabulary, grammar exercises, obviously. Okay, you can use a lot of grammar exercises at the step 2 of your teaching. Okay, you can use a lot of grammar exercises. I mean, at the moment of practicing. Projects, yes, you can send them projects at the end of the term. You can send them projects at the middle, at the beginning of the term. Yes, they are really valid. Searches, obviously. Presentations, yes. Reading for comprehension, obviously, this is the most important one for me, I think. I don't know. Auria shared one of my classes teaching reading for comprehension, right? So I'm always focused on this type of activity because it involves a lot of they develop the 4 basic skills, you know. It involves reading, it involves writing, because they are going to write what they understood about the reading. So, and the most important one is that they develop comprehension. So for me, I said, well, to sum up this, I said that I use translation, text writing, multiple choice, true or false, matching, dramatization, dialogues, completing dialogues, I think, no? Grammar exercises, projects, searches, presentations, and reading for comprehension. Yes. The only ones that I don't usually use during my classes are dictation and completing dialogues. I don't use them very often.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Okay. Okay, teacher, in this moment, the meeting is gonna close in 10 minutes and we have a few more questions. So could you please leave this meeting and enter again so we can continue with our interview, please?
Okay, we have a break. We have a break now?
No, we just enter again to the meeting because this meeting is gonna finish in like 8 minutes and we have still like few questions.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so
Okay, don't worry.
thank you. In this moment, I'm gonna close the meeting and please come again.
Okay.